you didn't sleep last night. I'm interviewing James. So they're going to talk about the Dominican Republic, you know, the transition. What are some of the challenges, suggestions on those of you who do want to relocate here? So James, come on now.
So we're here with James. I talked with him and I asked him to do a presentation, and we were talking, and he was like, man, I don't know if I have 45 minutes in me. And so I was like, okay, well, let's try to do an interview style or interview format. So I'm gonna try to do my best Arsenio Hall impression and interview James. So first off, give us a little introduction about yourself, where you're from in the U.S.
Okay, my name is, well, first I want to thank Maria for giving me that nice introduction. I've never had an introduction like that before. So. But I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I went to school at Alabama A&M in Huntsville, Alabama. Got a forest management degree there. Don't ask me what I did with it because I don't know. In the Dominican Republic. I ended up working in HR for a company there for about 15 years. And when I left there, when I decided to leave there, I decided to come over to the Dominican Republic.
Okay. And so how long have you been living in the DR so far?
Well, we came over here in 2000, well, let me go back. When I was working in HR, I just got kind of fed up working the corporate 9 to 5. Wanted to do something different. Saw that my life was really just spinning on a wheel, doing the same thing over, being redundant. So I decided, me and my wife decided, hey, let's come over here in 2015. Let's open up a restaurant and hair salon, and we did that. And for whatever reason, that didn't work out. And after a year, we moved back actually not to Alabama, we went back to Florida. And in 2016, and we came back here in 2021. So we've been there for about 3 years now.
Okay. And what made you decide to move permanently? Because at this point, you're more or less permanent.
Right.
From the U.S. to the DR. Like, what made you make that decision?
Well, like I said, I was just tired of the U.S., tired of the things that I saw happening and going on. Tired of the 9 to 5, and just wanted something different. And of course, my wife is Dominican, and I've known her for maybe about 15 years now. So during that time, I had been coming back and forth over here at least once or twice a year at that time. So I just enjoyed the country and always wanted to visit here. And then when I got the opportunity to live here, that was it.
Okay. And how much planning was involved in the move? Like,
not really a lot of planning involved, except for the fact when we moved back over there from here in 2016, when the restaurant and the salon didn't work out. The only thing that we had on our mind is, what can we do to earn money online and remotely, where we didn't have to be physically at a job or depending on the Dominican economy. And I can tell you, running a restaurant was a really tough business. We had to always be there, and it was just a tough business. I didn't want to come back over here to have to depend on the Dominican economy to pay us. So basically, when we went back in 2016, the only thing that was difficult was just trying to find a way to earn money online, so we can come back here and then have to worry about, depending on the economy here.
Okay, and you kind of touched on that a bit, but could you talk? So what was the hardest thing about the move? Would you say? Like, what type of pointers would you give to folks?
Well, it really wasn't hard. Once we made up our mind to come, it was just executed. It wasn't really that hard. I guess the hardest thing that I've seen is probably getting rid of our stuff to get over here, but anything else, no. I think once you make the decision to move, you just execute on it. And that's what we did. Once we made the decision, we put a date in place. Once we got our finances together, we knew that we were gonna be able to sustain ourselves while we were here. We made sure that our income, that we was receiving the income that we had in mind for at least 6 to 12 months. Once we saw that that was coming 6 to 12 months, and we figured, okay, now we can make the move, we set a date. And from when we set that date, we just, we followed through.
All right. And what he said about getting rid of things, like if you guys are planning on moving, that's one of the first things that you need to think about is selling off your car, selling off those books, those CDs. You need to think about that now because you don't realize how much you have until you're trying to move.
That's true.
So that's something to keep in mind.
I brought a lot of CDs and a lot of old magazines.
Where you playing the CDs at?
Say again?
I said, where you playing those CDs at?
They were just old CDs that I had all my Tupac and Master P stuff. I